G'day Pickleball family. First thing to know, as shared on pickleball.com, Waters withdraws from singles ahead of Austin Open. World number one, Annalee Waters, will not play singles at this week's Austin Open. A desire to be cautious with an injury she sustained at the Mesa Arizona Cup is the reason for the withdrawal. I suffered a minor injury in the last tournament, she said over text. The doctor said I'm not 100% in single shape and I don't want to risk further injury. Waters comes into Austin with 97 PPA titles and would have hit the century mark this weekend if she had earned a triple crown. She's still competing in mixed doubles and women's doubles alongside usual partners Ben Johns and Catherine Parento, but the 17-year-old won't have a chance to win number 100 until the North Carolina Cup in early April. Waters not being in the draw could give other top women's singles players like Parento, Mary Brascia and Judith Castillo a greater opportunity to take home gold. Second thing to know, as also shared on pickleball.com by author Jim Kloss, a look ahead to the PPA Austin Open. Not much rest for the pros as we move right from Minnesota to our next PPA stop, this time in Austin. We had a number of new or unfamiliar winners and medalists in Minnesota. Can it continue in Austin, or will we see more triple crowns? Let's take a look at each draw. Number one, men's singles. Ben Johns returns to action, looking for his second gold in a row for tournaments he played in. Can he do it, or will the great depth we have seen so far in 2024 mean we will have another new gold medalist in men's singles this year? Ben will have plenty of competition. Federico Staksrud has cemented his status as the number two singles player in the world. I'm sure he would love another crack at Ben to try to wrest away the status of the number one player. Staksrud has a relatively easy draw, although every match from the quarters on will be tough. Meanwhile, even though he is the number one seed, Ben Johns has a tougher draw than Staksrud. It looks like Johns will have to work his way through a potential quarterfinal against J.W. Johnson and then a semi-final against the winner of Garnett Sock round 3. Whoever wins this event will have earned it. Men's singles is the most competitive event right now to win. Number two, women's singles. Catherine Parento appears to have a fairly easy road back to the finals. Difficult to see any lower seed winning in an upset this week, but one to keep an eye on is number 6 seed Lena Pagiamate. Lena has been playing well, improving each tournament, and has a reasonable draw. For an even lower seed to watch, keep an eye on number 14, Liz Trueluck. It's only a matter of time before Trueluck beats a high seed and breaks through to a quarterfinal or even a semi-final. Could this be that week? Number 3, mixed doubles. Obviously, the return of both Ben and ALW, Annalee Waters, gives us a clear favourite for gold in mixed doubles. Vivian David and Thomas Wilson enjoyed the top seed last week, taking their first gold in mixed together. Another final matchup of these two top seeds is certainly a possibility, if not a probability. Both have very reasonable roads to the semis. The other two quarters of the bracket are very tough to predict. Federico Staksrud and Rachel Rohrbacher return to the pair together. This is a pairing to watch. They are a number 13 seed, but their ability is far above that seeding. Look for them to potentially upset the number 3 seed of JW and Georgia Johnson in what should be a very good match. Jack Sock and Catherine Parento have dropped to a number 6 seed. They potentially face what could be a fantastic quarterfinal match against number 4 seed Anna Bright, Andre Diescu, but each of those pairs faces some tough opponents before they can face each other. This mixed draw will feature some of the best pickleball of the week. Number 4, women's doubles. No surprise, but Annalee Waters and Catherine Parento return as the number 1 seed and overwhelming favourites to win it all at women's doubles. They potentially face the winner of a very interesting possible round of 16 match between Georgia Johnson, Tina Pisnik, and Brooke Buckner, Lena Pagiamate. Assuming that matchup occurs in the round of 16, it should be quite a battle. On the other side of the draw, Etta Wright, Megan Dizon draw the number 2 seed, while the hot pair of Anna Bright, Rachel Rohrbacher have the number 3 seed. Both have difficult draws, but that potential semi-final would be a great match. Look for Bright Rohrbacher to do well, and they are the team that should be the one to break the ALW CP winning streak one day. Will this be that week? Number 5, men's doubles. Last but certainly not least is the men's doubles draw. Colin Johns gets his little brother back at his side after seeing how pickleball life is without him. Not so good. They look likely to face number 3 seed Staxrud Tellez in the semis. The number 2 seed is Dylan Fraser J.W. Johnson, who, like Staxrud Tellez, appear to have a reasonable draw to the semis. The fourth semi-finalist is much harder to predict. The number 4 seed is a new pairing of Andre Doescu and Matt Wright. This combination should work, as Wright can now return to his better side on the right after being a fish out of water on the left last week. But they have some tough competition in the quarter of their bracket. Jack Sock and Colin Schick lurk as a dangerous number 19 seed, although they will have to get by number 5 seed Deckel Bar Gabe Tardio. If Sock Schick do get to face Bar Tardio in the round of 16, look for a very fast game with lots of power drives and speed ups. The pace of play has been increasing each event this year. In Minnesota, we saw matches where drops were almost non-existent. The Vulcan Ball rewards topspin drives and aggressive play, so watch for that to continue this week in Austin. Power players have been doing well, but as always, the players who can counter have the best advantage. The counter remains the most important shot in pro pickleball, and the players pairs that counter the best will win the hardware in Austin. Thanks ever so much if you've made it this far into the update. Please be sure to dink that like button and comment, rate and subscribe on the platform you're watching or listening to it on, so this and future episodes can be found by and shared with other fellow pickleballers. Third thing to know, as shared on the Dink Pickleball newsletter, Wilson's big weekend. Thomas Wilson and Vivian David have become staples on the mixed doubles podium. They're two of the nicest players on tour, but have no problem crushing your dreams on the mixed doubles court. Last weekend, with Ben Johns and Annalee Waters missing at the PPA Indoor Championships in Lakeville, Minnesota, Wilson and David finally topped the podium and won their first PPA title. But Wilson wasn't done there. He and Christian Olshon eliminated Colin Johns, Matt Wright, and Jay DeVilliers, Pat Smith on their way to men's doubles gold. In the finals, they defeated Connor Garnett, Tyler Loon, who outperformed their number 8 seeding and finished with silver. Rachel Rohrbacher and Anna Bright also seized the opportunity to win their first PPA title together. With ALW, Annalee Waters, and Catherine Parento out of the draw, it was theirs for the taking. Federico Staxrud won his second men's singles title of the year. He has made an impressive 4 straight finals to start the year. In a turn of events, it was Salome Davidze who requested additional line judges for the women's singles final against Paris Todd. The extra eyes were necessary and impactful in the final points of the match. An overturned Todd line call at 9-10 sent the ball back to Davidze, who finished the match on the serve. Fourth thing to know, as shared on pickleballunion.com, UCF announces its first main campus pickleball courts. The onset of spring has brought an exciting development at the University of Central Florida, the inauguration of the inaugural pickleball courts on the main campus. It just seems to have exploded in every campus, every community, remarks Sarah Hunt, Associate Director of Facilities at the Recreation and Wellness Centre, RWC, talking about the sport's growing popularity. So I think the 4 courts are a great start. Tyler Rake, treasurer for competitive pickleball at UCF and a sophomore business management major, noted that the team finally has an official practice venue. Previously, it had to make do with public parks around town. We were jumping between Katie Way and Riverside Skate Park, Rake recalled. I'm looking forward to more courts being built eventually, but as well as just continuous growth with the club. Leah Freeman, Marketing and Communications Manager of the RWC, highlighted the overwhelmingly positive response from students. They've loved it, she told Nicholson Student Media. As soon as it opened, people were out there playing. It was packed. So it's been very good, and people have been rushing to put in reservations to have practices. With the surge in the university's pickleballing population, Hunt noted how suddenly tennis and pickleball players were vying for court space. The addition of dedicated pickleball courts was a solution to this issue. We've seen lots of students playing pickleball on the tennis courts, Hunt observed. You have half of the tennis courts being used by students who are playing pickleball, but they're not lined and net heights are different. Aaron Gupta, a UCF club tennis player, hailed the opening of the courts as a positive step for enthusiasts of both sports. Sometimes tennis players would go out and play, and then it's all filled up with pickleball players, Gupta remarked. But now there's much more harmony. I mean, everyone gets to play on the tennis courts and everyone gets to play on the pickleball courts. Nathan Fleming, a junior aerospace engineering major, agreed, highlighting the accessibility of pickleball for casual players. Now that they open up the courts, I come quite a bit with my friends, Fleming shared. It's a fun little sport to kind of get out and do and be active. He also noted how the courts have made pickleball more accessible to students seeking recreational activities. Before now, I don't even know where we could play pickleball except for these tennis courts over here, Fleming said. I live right here, so I can just roll over here and we'll play all the time. Hunt explained that the RWC repurposed an oversized tennis court into 4 pickleball courts to accommodate these changes, demonstrating the university's commitment to backing diverse recreational opportunities. It's a sport that anyone can play, in my opinion. Any ability, I think, can pick it up, Hunt emphasised. It's just socially inclusive, and I think it builds community, and that's what people love about it. Freeman announced that the grand opening of the pickleball courts would be on March 14 and was optimistic about pickleball's future at the university. We're just excited for it. Very excited, Freeman said. Hopefully, it just continues to stay popular in our UCF community. Paddles up.